Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kim and today we're going through my mid-year freakout. I know, I've never done this video before, so I don't know how this is going to go. And most of these books are now in storage, so I can't hold up the pretty books, but we're going to go through the questions anyway. See if I can answer them. So, mid-year freakout. I've seen this done by Becca from Becca in the Books. I've seen Gav from Gavin Reads It All. I've seen Steph from Steph Loves. I've seen quite a few people do this. So I've taken the questions from Becca. I think Steph took the questions from Becca as well. So this is just basically a wrap up of the first 6 months of our reading year. So let's do it. Let's go through the questions and try and answer them. So the first question I actually pulled from Gavin. This one is, how has your reading gone so far this year? For me, I think it's gone pretty well. So far, I've read 74 books. I've read 31,422 pages, and I currently have an average rating of about 3.94. So close to a 4-star rating for the first half of the year. That is really good in my book. I have started my TikTok. That's going okay. I'm getting good numbers on here. I'm getting a few return watchers. So hi, those who keep returning to me. You must be crazy, but thank you. Yeah, my year so far, reading wise, it's going pretty well. The next question on here is the best book you've read so far in 2025. Now, this is probably because it is my most recent 5-star and it's right in my brain. But I have to go with Graveyard Shift by Maria Lewis. I had so much fun with this book and looking up some of the songs that were mentioned in this book and all the pop culture references. I loved this book. It got 5 stars. I really want to read more from this author, so this is up there with the best book of my year so far. The next question is the best sequel you've read so far this year in 2025. So for me, I've decided to put on one that literally tugs on my heartstrings, and this author's writing really has me in a chokehold and really just drags me into the characters every time. It is, of course, Redeeming Six by Chloe Walsh. I cannot get enough of these characters. I want to hug every single one of them. And I cannot wait to read the next one in this series. I really need to get onto it sooner rather than later. So yeah, this so far is the best sequel I've read this year. The next one is a new release that you haven't got to so far this year. For me, it is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I read Iron Flame earlier this year, and I really want to get onto Onyx Storm and find out what all the fuss is about and what everybody keeps saying about that last chapter. Onyx Storm. Can't wait to read it. The next question is the most anticipated release for the rest of the year. I have a few. The first one is The Secret of Secrets by Dan Brown. I have read everything Dan Brown has ever written, and he was one of my favourite authors back in the early 2000s when I was a receptionist. I was just sat at a desk for most of the day and could do nothing else but read. It was when Da Vinci Code was really at the pinnacle of what everybody was reading. So I cannot wait to read the next one, Secret of Secrets. The next one I would love to read is The Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman. I have absolutely loved every single book in the Thursday Murder Club and I cannot wait for book 5. This needs to be released ASAP. I really cannot wait till the later end of the year where I get to read this book. If I can get an ARC copy, I will try my hardest. And then another one of my anticipated reads for later on in this year is, of course, Empire of the Dawn by J. Kristoff. I loved Empire of the Vampire. I still need to get to Empire of the Damned. I will read that before Empire of the Dawn is released. I cannot wait to get onto these. Question 6 is the biggest disappointment of the year so far. For me, I think it has to be Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner. And I know a lot of people love this, but I just did not connect with this one at all. It felt very repetitive to the first book in this series and it just didn't grip me as much as I wanted it to. I wanted to absolutely love this book. But every book can't be for everybody, can they? So for me, it is my biggest disappointment of the year. And then we go from biggest disappointment of the year to the biggest surprise of the year. For me, I was very surprised that I liked this. It was 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Everything about this book says that I shouldn't love it, but I did. Just why it's such a surprise. It's historical. I don't do historical. It's not fantastical. I'm normally a fantastical girl. Everything about this screams that I shouldn't love it, but I still gave it 5 stars. Question 8 is your favourite new author, either a debut or new to you. This is a new to me. Carissa Broadbent. I read Serpent in the Wings of Night at the beginning of the year and I loved this. I cannot wait to go into the sequel. I just need more time to read these books. I loved this author's writing and I cannot wait to get onto the sequel and everything else that this author has written. Carissa Broadbent, so far, favourite new author of the year. The next one is your newest fictional crush. Now for me, I'm quite late to the bandwagon, but for me it has to be Rhysand from the ACOTAR series. I know, I'm so far behind everybody else. I finally picked up ACOTAR this year, and I've just picked up the sequel where Rhysand starts to make the biggest appearance, and I love him. He is my new fictional crush, Rhysand from ACOTAR. Next one is my newest favourite character. For me, this was a bit of a curveball. I picked Adriana Jones from Digging Dr. Jones. This was because she gave me little tidbits of Lara Croft, and Lara Croft is one of my favourite characters ever. So to have a little bit of that in there, I loved it. Newest favourite character. Question 11 is a book that made you cry. I don't cry all that often to books, but this one had me sobbing. It was Ruin by John Gwynne. Ruin by name, ruin by nature. That last chapter, the last line, oh, just sobbing uncontrollably. And it was on camera as well. Yeah. The only book so far to make me cry this year. No, because Chloe Walsh did it. Of course, Chloe Walsh normally has me in tears as well, but this one had me sobbing. Question 12, a book that made you happy. For me, this one was First Time Call Up by B.K. Borison. This gave me all the cheesy rom-com vibes that I wanted at the time. So this made me absolutely happy. The next one is the most beautiful book that you bought this year. Now, I don't tend to buy books unless they are subscription box books. I don't have time to go book shopping all that often. I don't have space really to have all the books. So we're going to go with a book box subscription because I do pay for them. I may not get to choose the books, but I do pay for them. So the most beautiful one that I think I've received recently, Air of Storms. It is absolutely beautiful. And not just that, but the hardcover is stunning. That is beautiful. So for me, this one, I think is one of the most beautiful books that I've received from a book box subscription that I pay for. So, kind of works, right? Question 14, the best book to film adaptation you have seen this year. I haven't really watched any adaptations of books this year, and I haven't really read any books attached to films or TV shows. The only one that I can think of is Fool Me Once by Harlan Coben. I watched the TV series of this last year, and I read the book very recently, which is probably why it's in my brain. But I had a very good time watching the series, and I loved the twists and the turns. And then you go to the book, and again, the book is full of twists and turns. So Harlan Coben's Fool Me Once. And then last but no means least, question 15 is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I have quite a few. So I've decided to pull all of these from my 25 in 25. So just a couple of books from there. I have to read Empire of the Damned by J. Christoph. As I mentioned previously, I need to read this before Empire of the Dawn comes out later on this year. I would like to get all the way through the ACOTAR series. So on there is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas. Everyone keeps raving about this book and keeps on recommending it to me. Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I need to get to that one. The sun's come out, it's brightening up. I would like to get to We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. This is a different series to the Thursday Murder Club, but I would still love to pick it up. Everyone keeps recommending Jade City by Fonda Lee to me as well, so I'd like to get that read as well. I keep seeing Quicksilver by Callie Hart everywhere. I'd love to read that. And there are so many more that I would love to get read this year. I've read 74 so far this year, so if I keep on going like that, I could reach 150. Will I though? I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit slumpy at the moment. So my current goal is 100. I think I should reach that pretty easily. Could I reach 150? I don't know. But there you go. That is my mid-year freakout tag for the first half of the year. What do you think? Is there anything based on anything that I've mentioned here that you would recommend for me? Let me know down below. Excuse the motorcycle going past. But yeah, that's it. That's my mid-year freakout. So, as always, down in my description box, you can find a link to all of my socials. Come and give me a follow. I'm Goodreads on Instagram, on X, on Storygraph, and on TikTok. You can like this video, you can comment, and you can subscribe if you want to. Want to let me know you're here without actually talking to me? Leave me a gravestone for Graveyard Shift, which was my best book of the year so far. And I will see you next time. Toodles.